We're in trouble. He'll snap and go berserk if they push him any further. That sounds like a power-up. Let's test your theory. Look, Broly, your dear father was struck and killed by a stray blast. What's up, Black Squad? Have you ever wondered why Saiyans just out of nowhere were able to transform into Super Saiyans? Like, what was the reasoning behind that? Why did they go from Muzaru to Super Saiyan? We are delving deep into that topic on why Saiyans went from this to this. And trust me, the reason is explained in Dragon Ball Super's manga. Like everything else, the manga provides. So today I'm going to be diving into this. If you already know what I'm about to say, let me know in the comment section below why you think Saiyans went from Muzaru to Super Saiyans. And if you found it in the manga like I did, then watch till the end of the video. See if you got it right. Let me know in the comment section below whether you did or not. And as always, huge shout out to the Black Squad. You guys are the real ones. Always here every single video, subscribing, hitting notifications, likes, commenting, all that good stuff. You guys are the real OGs. You guys are the ground crew. You guys are the Black Squad. Let's jump in. So what really got me interested in this topic is Pan. Now, Pan, I'm not gonna be using this episode right here as any basis because I still feel like this is kind of like the Aurelia episode from Dragon Ball Super's anime where it isn't really canon, but it is kind of fun canon where she's a baby and flying in space. Because remember, she actually learned how to fly in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, so I feel like this is not real. But Pan in Dragon Ball Super Superhero really got me interested in this topic as to why Saiyans are just getting so much stronger through every generation. And more particularly this line right here from Piccolo where he says, "I think you have more talent for this than your father." This is right after they were having a sparring match and he realized how powerful Pan was. Later on in Dragon Ball Super Superhero arc, we see that she is indeed very, very strong for her age. Remember, she's only 3 years old. So this rabbit hole actually took me all the way back to her grandfather because Pan, Goten, Trunks, they don't have Saiyan tails. And from what we've seen, it doesn't seem like they've had Saiyan tails, so I was thinking, is there a correlation between Saiyan tails and power? Or what type of power you either get or you miss out on? And just like I explained to you guys earlier, the Dragon Ball Super manga provides, because we know from this manga why this happens and how it happens. And this took me to her great-grandfather. After Gas ripped off Bardock's tail, he basically had him dead to rights, to the point where Gas even exploded into more of his primal energy and was completely eclipsing the Saiyan. But life and death, Bardock kept refusing to give up, to the point where he even attacked him with whatever energy he had left. And then Gas says this, "What do you hope to achieve? Why fight a battle you cannot win? Is this atonement as you face death? Are you atoning for the sins of all Saiyans by protecting this child? No. Revenge then, giving into your rage over us killing the Namekian and the Cerulean woman? Wrong again. Then why fight? What is it running through your skull as you do battle?" And this is when Bardock does this. He explodes into this sort of ki. This ki is so strong that it is able to easily block Gas with one hand. And he tells him, isn't it obvious by now, in a life and death battle, what sort of idiot would think about anything else besides victory? Meaning that his mind was set from the moment he stepped foot in the arena against Gas. And that is that he is either walking out victorious or not walking out at all. This conviction made it so he powered up in this way and then shot Gas with a ki blast, pushing Gas beyond his limit. And Bardock here is very reminiscent of a Super Saiyan. Bardock then blasts Gas with the rest of his ki, knocking him out and almost knocking himself out in the process. And I can already hear what you're thinking. Blackscape, are you saying what we're thinking you're saying? That Bardock was Super Saiyan? No. No, 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 no. Well, Blackscape, are you saying that Bardock was some type of new Super Saiyan? Kind of. I think it is less obvious than that. What I'm saying is, in this instance, Bardock became the canon version of a false Super Saiyan, like the false Super Saiyan that we saw Goku be back in the DBZ movie. Now, after looking through all the colored manga, from what I can tell, this is the closest scene that I can see that is actually official and not just a recolor, and it's like a light yellowish aura, but other artists have colored it way more looking like a false Super Saiyan. But that is essentially what Bardock became in that moment. At least that's the representation, whether you want to look at the color or not. But how did Bardock achieve this? He achieved this because his tail was severed. And I think that was intentional by Toyotaro, because I already made a video talking about Saiyan tails growing back. And in that video, just a synopsis, Saiyan tails grow back randomly, and it is very rare in life or death situations, in very perilous situations, and it seems like it really only kind of goes in Goku's family. So Goku, Gohan, and now Bardock all grew back tails. After Bardock loses his tail, he gains it back in minus, and that's Toyotaro drawing minus. It's not just Toriyama drawing minus. So Bardock gains his tail back, but Toyotaro made a distinction to make sure that Bardock loses his tail right here. And the reason that he did that was because he is saying that Saiyans who lose their tail have the ability then to go into Super Saiyan. You have to lose the tail. And if you look throughout every Saiyan that we know that's not from Dragon Ball GT, every single Saiyan that was able to transform into a Super Saiyan had lost his tail previous, including Broly. Broly lost his tail on planet Vampa after going berserk. And that's why I thought that this moment right here is extremely important, because Paragus says that if they keep pushing Broly, he will just go berserk, meaning that he'll just destroy everything and he'll lose consciousness. That's what he's worried about. But Frieza hears that and knows that he can transform, and realizes that this is an opportunity to push him into a transformation. Frieza doesn't know about the tails, but Frieza knows that Saiyans get pushed into transformations. Broly would not have been able to go into a Super Saiyan transformation if he still had his tail. This also makes sense if you really think about it, why the Universe 6 Saiyans who don't have tails easily are able to go into Super Saiyan or learn Super Saiyan just by the feeling, the tingly feeling in their back. And then even more so, the Saiyans that we have on Earth, the hybrids, they are not only more powerful, but I think it's partly due to the fact that they are born without tails, and that is why Goten and Trunks were able to go into Super Saiyans at such a young age, and that's probably why Pan will also go into a Super Saiyan into a young age. Now, I'm not saying that Oozaru is bad or anything like that. I'm saying that Saiyans had the tail to transform into Oozaru. Oozaru granted them this unimaginable power that they could use to destroy their enemies, and that power was governed by the tail. The tail was what was the instrument to get into that transformation, but the power is inside the Saiyan. Once you remove the tail, the power has nowhere else to go but to make the Saiyan physically transform into the legendary Super Saiyan, and that is how we get all the Super Saiyans in Dragon Ball. And I think that Toyotaro, that is the reason that he ended up making sure that Bardock lost his tail before he goes into full Super Saiyan, because he wanted to show that without a tail, you can go into Super Saiyan, which honestly is really cool to think about, but at the same time kind of sucks because we probably won't get to see like a Super Saiyan with a tail, more than likely. If this theory and this speculation is correct, you would not be able to see that in the future, which, I mean, I don't know who would have a tail in the future anyway, because, you know, they don't have tails unless Goku or Gohan grow their tail back somehow, but I highly doubt that's the case. But anyway, that's all I got. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
Subscribe for more content.